All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more manga reaction for today. Then I'm gonna eat my food, and then I'll prepare for the One Piece reflections later on today. Let's see what happens in these final chapters of My Hero Academia. Let's get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome to basically the final chapters of My Hero Academia. After today, we're only gonna have 4 more chapters left, and then the series is over. So, last we left off, we saw people graduating in UA, and a whole bunch of other people as well. We're seeing people recovering, people graduating. Nejire and Tamajiki, they're graduating. Mirio, they're graduating. First years becoming second years becoming third years, and it's like it's a bittersweet feeling of seeing everyone graduate, granted, despite everything that has happened. And then it shows Midoriya and all the other students from UA, from 1A and then 1B, and then the last thing we get left out on is we see someone in like what looks to be rags walking through what looks to be a disheveled and destroyed city. And then we cut to Endeavor, who's sitting, and this is Endeavor because it looks like him, he got the same hair and everything. Endeavor, who's sitting in front of this giant glass window pane with a person on a gurney that would appear to be Toya. And that's where we leave out on the last chapter. So let's see what happens in chapter 426, The Hellish Todoroki Family. Final. Okay, so whatever's going on with the Todoroki family is about to be resolved in this whole chapter. But we get Fuyumi, we get Natsuo, we get their mom, everyone, Rei, everyone is there. The whole Todoroki family is there. Because remember, Shoto said he had to take care of something. But we get Fuyumi, who's there. And mind you, all these different family members, they're all heavily damaged from what happened with Toya. Like, they got burns all over them. They got burns all over them from them trying to use their powers in order to stave off Toya's, nuke blast that he was going to do, trying to take out his own family, himself, and everyone within like a 5-kilometer radius. And Fuyumi's there, her hair is cut short. Everyone who had long hair has short hair now, simply because of what happened. But Fuyumi starts, and she's got like burn marks on her face, all over her face, as she goes, "We said you didn't have to come." And then Rei goes, "I would say the same to you two." "But Mom," and Rei has it second to worst out of everyone because a good portion of her face is burned and it goes across her face. It's almost I wouldn't even say I don't know if this is rude to say, but it's almost kind of poetic that she now has a burn mark on her face to compare to what she did to Toya. I mean, what she did to Shoto when Shoto was a child. So now, almost all the family members have facial burn marks. So now Shoto isn't the odd man out. Like I said, I don't know if that's kind of rude to say towards her, but now everyone is sporting some sort of burn mark on their face. So Shoto is no longer the odd person out that has like that unique mark on his face. He's not the only Zuko in the family, but Rei goes, "I would say the same to you two." "But Mom," and then Endeavor speaks, "And the same goes for you, Rei." And then Shoto walks in. "We're not all here out of a sense of duty, right?" And then it cuts to a person who is an attendant who's looking at this and it's a gigantic capsule that Toya's in. "He can speak, but only for a few minutes per day. It's a slow march towards death that Toya Todoroki is now facing." And Toya is just sitting in this like metal casing that's enveloping his entire body. Like his entire whole body is encased. It looks like the world's most sadistic body, skin-tight Iron Maiden. His whole body is bound, but it's also completely covered because he basically burnt off every single bit of flesh that he had that he had all over himself this whole time. Also, hey to you, Halster, Kenneth, Michael, Midoriya Shonen, good to see you. I don't know if it's poetic, could be, since even if she was mentally unstable due to Endeavor, it's not an excuse to do that, but it's definitely come full circle. Yeah, it's definitely full circle. This is only going to be the only time I look at chat right now. Just wanted to double check and say hi to everyone. Good to see you all in these last moments of My Hero Academia. Good God, I can't believe that we're seeing the end of this series soon. But Toya is just bound up completely in this body-wide I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, I wouldn't call it like a cell, and I wouldn't even call it like a body cast. It's like all over his body. And mind you, remember that he burned his body so bad that he doesn't have any lips anymore. Like a great deal of any skin he had on his body is basically gone, and that includes that around his face. So how he's able to make some of these words, I have no idea. He can speak, but only for a few minutes per day. It's a slow march toward death that Toya Todoroki is now facing. And then Toya opens his eyes and goes, "The gang's all here. I ain't some darn tourist attraction." And then he starts coughing. And then now I'm trying to say this as if I don't have any lips at all. "The gang's all here. I ain't some darn tourist attraction." Oh, I was able to do that. Maybe that's how Jeff Dunham's able to do it. And he starts coughing because, he can't really speak because he burned his whole body from the inside out to an irreparable degree. And his everything starts beeping around him, and then Ray's all like, "Toya." Then Endeavor continues, "We're here to tell you about what comes next, Toya. I'm retiring from hero work." And mind you, Endeavor is heavily bandaged. Out of everyone who was burned by Toya's flames and his immense rage, Endeavor got it the worst. His face looks like his entire face is just completely charred and burnt to an insurmountable, beyond a state of repair. Not only that, but he's missing his arm. "That was always my plan once this war was over, and now I can't even stand up on my own. Endeavor the hero is dead and burned away. Your flames were fiercer than any I've ever faced." "Is that so? My condolences. Quit trying to play nice now that it's all over anyway, you freaking coward." And mind you, his heart monitor is still beeping more and more. "Fair point. You know me too well, Toya. You kept a close eye on me after all." And then Toya's kind of silent. "You only ever wanted me to watch you, but I never did. Having you for a father." And this is back then. "And guess what? You aren't Endeavor!" "People can say what they like, but the fact is that my hell flame that's my hell flame burning inside you. I watch the video of you denouncing me every single day." You need to watch some other videos, Endeavor. "Chad, watch me!" And this is back when Toya was still trying to blow everybody up. And then it cuts to one side of Toya's face and the other side of Endeavor's face. "From now on, I'll come here every single day to talk with you." And then his meter is beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping. "I realize it's far too late, but let's talk." And then his heart monitor keeps increasing. "His heart rate's elevated. Any further strain could be dangerous." "Ray, Natsuo, Fuyumi, let's talk using the time that Shoto made sure we'd have together. If you hate me, so be it. Speak your mind. Lay into me. Let me have it." And his heart rate continues to go up. "Toya, I want to talk too. There's so much I want to say." And then it cuts to Toya closing his eyes, and then the pretty much the attendant goes, "That's enough for today. You can return tomorrow." And then Shoto walks up. One last thing, if that's okay. I have a question. Toya, what's your favorite food? And then it's just silence. Looks like he's reached his limit. Let him rest. You can come back another time. And then as Shoto's leaving, he faintly hears the word Soba. Soba. And Shoto hears it and he spins around and he looks at his brother and goes, same here. And then it shows Toya laid back, reclined in his body, his life support thing, just looking up, thinking back to all he's done. Running in parallel, but forever apart. No, we're gonna mingle. Oh, wait, this is Shoto going, no, we're gonna mingle whether you like it or not. And then tears start to form in Toya's eyes, because he realizes his brother was serious. Shoto! And he closes his eyes and the tears just fall from his face as we see the Todoroki family leaving, and then we get the words of Toya going, Shoto, I'm sorry. And wow, remorse. And then it cuts to another person, and then it cuts to Natsuo, who goes, listen, I'm done. Sorry, but nothing's changed about how I feel, and I don't want anything to do with you. Natsuo! Natsuo, you had plenty of time. You had plenty of time! What you mean? Sorry, but nothing's changed about how I feel. Then continue to be stuck in your feelings, and I don't want anything to do with you. Right. My girlfriend and I are getting hitched. No wedding, though, and you won't get to meet her. Natsuo. Okay. I'm sorry, but I understand. How about you, Fuyumi? You quit your job, right?
I did, but the mother of one of my students said she'd found me a new job and can provide support.
Honestly, I think we've taken responsibility. Punishment's been doled out too. Isn't that enough? I'll be making amends and apologizing for my sins for the rest of my life, whether you're all around to see it or not. And I'll shield you kids from the fiery fallout to the best of my ability. If there's a reason I survived, that's gotta be it. Sounds like hell. And then this is Natsuo saying that. Then it cuts back to Endeavor. Yeah, it has been since I took him up on his offer to Tango. I never thought of you as well, he says a word that I can't say because I don't use profanity. As some boss until this very moment, Dad. Are you headed back to school, Shoto? Yeah. Then hop in. You too, sis.
Thanks.
Father! Mom! I'll be okay because my classmates will be there for me. And because I can become the man I want to be. And then Ray goes,
even in hell.
And then it cuts to some other people from the Endeavor's Hero Agency as they're going, "Aw, done already? Well, how'd it go?" And then Vernon is all like,
I'm hungry.
and then it cuts to Ray going,
You've got people watching you.
and then it turns out that she's looking at her phone, and on the phone is Hawks. On the phone is Hawks. As he goes, how'd the reunion go? Let me know if you need anything, okay? Because this is and I believe this is Endeavor's phone because he can't really use it. So it's Ray handling all the messages. Then it cuts back to, is that Monoma? That looks like Monoma. No, that's Hawks. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize his face. His face reminded me of Monoma with like that, huh? That face. Sorry, this is Hawks. This is Hawks. Huh? They told you you're free to go, but you don't want to walk out of here? Remember when Hawks could barely speak at all? And this is Lady Nagant, and she's got scars over her body as well. Like, she has, like, scars going kind of perpendicular across her eyes and down her face a little bit. No one walked out of this fight without a single scratch. Not a single person. But Nagat goes,
Not yet, I said. The outside world's still a scary place for me. Imagine if I got exploited again. I can't have history repeating itself.
oof, I was really hoping for your help with some stuff.
That day, Izuku Midoriya demonstrated something to the world. But how will society receive it? How will things change? I'm not leaving till I see how it all pans out. And in the meantime, I'm dining at the taxpayer's expense.
Talk about a villain. And then Hawks just sticks his tongue out at her. Ah, my dear La Brava!
Gentle, my love!
And then it cuts to the giant gorilla policeman as he goes, Ahem. Your contributions have been acknowledged. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Oh, 'cause you were so stupendously awesome, Gentle!
You were quite marvelous yourself, La Brava. As La Brava and Gentle reunite after all that went down. And then we're back with Hawks as he's on his phone. Talking to Endeavor, as Endeavor replies, Thanks, I'm good. If I need something, hold on, I gotta zoom this in because the text is small. He's saying, thanks, I'm good. If I need your help, I'll ask. Yeah. And then Hawks is going, how will things change? Taking it like a champ. You got a lot on your plate. You got a lot on your plate yourself, Mr. HPSC President. Determined to take center stage at such a young age. And then we cut to Hawks getting on the phone going, hello, Mr. Mara? And then we cut to another location as we have Spinner on a hospital bed. And then there's like a ka-chunk sound next to him. So we got Spinner. Okay. All right. And that's the end of chapter 426. 4 more chapters after this, and then My Hero is over. So now, Midoriya Shonen, Soba, such a heartfelt moment. Hawks is the president of the the Hero Public Safety Commission. Yes, he is. He's the new president. So things have definitely changed now. Wow. Can y'all believe we're witnessing the end of My Hero Academia? Did you ever think that we would see it this year? Spinner, I'm so happy he's not dead. Halster, I knew you'd be happy to see Spinner again because you were asking about him in the last chapter reaction we did. But, so we got the Todoroki family. They're speaking. Toya's in a stage where he's steadily getting closer and closer to death. It's just that it's slow now. It's slow. It is very slow, but he's making his way there. So he doesn't have too much time, and him raising his heart rate accelerates that, which is something that they're monitoring. But we got the Todoroki family speaking to each other. Everyone has burn marks and injuries from not only their fights during this entire war, but also their encounter with Toya when he tried to murder everyone. And they're all trying to, well, I wouldn't say they're all, it's really Shoto and Endeavor trying to, think about the family and also try to, keep everyone together. Natsuo is still incredibly stank despite all the efforts that Endeavor has been doing. And Natsuo's all like, yeah, me and my girlfriend, we're getting married, but there won't be a wedding, and I will never let her meet you. So Natsuo is still carrying all of that. The fact that Toya got to a point where he was able to feel remorseful for his actions, the dude that tried to kill everyone, yet Natsuo is still out here acting stank like, yeah, I'm getting married, but I will never let you meet my future wife, and I don't want anything to do with you. After everything that just happened. I wish you the best of luck, Natsuo. Hopefully all that anger and grudge and rage that you have deep inside you, hopefully it brings you some semblance of peace, but I highly doubt it will. But if Toya is all like, hmm, maybe I need to rethink some things. Even if his last statement was all like he was making fun of Endeavor at first. And then when Shoto genuinely came to him and spoke to him, because Toya really didn't think of it at first until he remembered what Shoto said about like it doesn't matter, we're all gonna mingle together as a family. And that's when he's all like, wow, he was really genuine about it. And then he answers him telling him that my favorite food is soba, and then he tears up. Then he tears up and then just says to himself, "I'm Shoto, I'm sorry." That's just the way he is. He did say after all this is over, him and his father are done. I know, but he's still rude about it. I know. He said that he and his father are done after this whole war happened, but he's still rude about it. He doesn't need to be that crass. He could just say like, yeah, we're done, and then just leave. But he's just driving the nail home. He's just driving the nail home that I don't want anything to do with you. Also, me and my girlfriend, we're getting married. There won't be a wedding, but I'm not gonna ever bring her around you. I don't want anything to do with you. Like there's a way to say things, and then there's another where it's just so blatant and blunt, and then you're just driving the nail in deeper, saying like, "Hey, I'm getting married, but you'll never meet her because I don't want her anywhere near you, and I don't want to be near you." Despite everything that's happened, kind of understand Natsuo's feelings because some people can heal from wounds. There are some who won't be able to heal and move on from that. Yeah, Natsuo seems to be the type of individual that won't fully heal from this and will just carry this for the rest of his life. Like I said, best of luck to him. But we also get La Brava reuniting with Gentle after Gentle had some. Can we just talk about how Gentle had some of the best moments during this whole arc? Like during this whole saga, like during this whole section of the war where Yue was falling down and then you just see this solitary man just bouncing in the air. Like that was such an entrance, and then him using the maximum power based off of La Brava's love in order to shield the Yue fortress from falling towards the ground. Such an awesome moment for Gentle. But La Brava and Gentle are back together. Nagant is still in prison, and she's choosing to stay there because she wants to see the world that Izuku Midoriya is fighting to change and create. She wants to see what that world is like before she gets out of the prison. Because she doesn't want to go back to the way things were before. She doesn't want to be exploited. She doesn't want to be manipulated. She wants to walk out into a world that is completely changed from the world that she was introduced to, that caused her to have like a very jaded worldview overall. So she's not leaving until she sees that world come into fruition. That, and she gets to eat for free and get taken care of on the taxpayer dollar inside of Tartarus. So, that's the whole thing going on. Hawks is now the new president of the Hero Public Safety Commission. So I honestly feel like with Hawks in charge, things are definitely going to change for the better. He is not going to be like the last president who was using Nagant in order to, carry out assassinations on potential threats to Hero Society or even traitors to Hero Society. Hawks is a far better choice for doing this. Let me see. Yeah, you're right, but to him, he still can't forgive his father for what he did, and he did say it in a mean way. Honestly, he could have been so much ruder. He's updating him on his life and telling him what to expect. Yes, Endeavor or NG now. Oh yeah, I forgot. Endeavor is quitting the hero business. I almost completely forgot about that. He's quitting the hero business. Yes, Endeavor has changed a lot, but Natsuo had to endure over a decade of abuse and neglect from him, and a lot of people in real life never forgive their abusers like that. Yeah, so I don't find myself angry with him. I don't find myself angry with him either, because, yeah, there are some people because it's not like all sunshine and rainbows, where it's all like, oh, we're all a family again, and now we can get to move on. This isn't that type of story where everyone gets a happy ending. This isn't that type of story where everyone leaves encounters with people that either abused them, mistreated them, and they're all like, yeah, I forgive you, and we can move on from here. And they just leave with a smile, but then they go in opposite directions. This isn't like that. This is like, yeah, some people carry stuff. Some people remain the same. despite everything that happens. And some people do not change at all, despite everything that could possibly change a person's mind or disposition towards another individual. That's usually why I like My Hero. While it's not like what you would see in common comics nowadays, where you beat the villain and then it's happy days afterwards. This is like people die, people are people can carry feelings and remain that way because they would rather have those feelings than just change and feel like, no, everything cannot just be resolved just because you saved my life, just because we all work together to stop this. Nothing has changed. It's the people's feelings are incredibly varied for this story. Some can learn and, look past certain things. Other people's will just carry it on for the rest of their lives and not feel any way about it. So that's the reason why character development for characters is quite unique in this game. Not this game, in the series. Some people change, some people don't. And that's just the way it is. Hey, you can't win them all. Do you think at the end of this chapter that is Deku visiting Spinner because Shigaraki asked him to go talk to Spinner at the end of those battles? I wouldn't be surprised if it is Midoriya. I mean, Midoriya is the type of person that would, like, if you have like a last wish, he would try to do his best, and you asked him to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Midoriya who is in that room with Spinner, who like opened the door to see Spinner to relay everything that happened to Shigaraki, or at least tell him that, yeah, he destroyed everything. I wouldn't be surprised, because Midoriya seems like that type of person. Even if the person was a villain who tried to orchestrate an entire uprising of heteromorphic people to assault a hospital full of innocent people, he would still go visit his hospital bed, because that's just the type of person that Midoriya is. A true hero who isn't just there to save the lives of the innocents and the masses, and not just other heroes, but also possibly villains as well. That's just the type of person that Midoriya is. A person who can smile and save everyone, regardless of what moral side they're on. That's just how Midoriya is. But these chapters that we're getting, they're really driving it home that we're reaching the end of the story. Now, it makes me wonder, what are these last final 4 chapters going to be for My Hero? Same, that's one of the biggest reasons why I love My Hero so much. So hopeful, but so down to earth and brutally realistic. Yeah, yeah, it's not everyone is going to be saved. Not everyone is going to walk away from a situation feeling like, oh yeah, I understand this, I forgive you, perhaps we can grow. Not everyone is going to feel like that. Not everyone's going to feel like that. Just realize there is no number 1 hero and number 2 hero anymore. Who knows if that's going to be a system that's still kept? After everything that's happened, are we going to have heroes based off of their performance? Or based off of their public opinions like we had before? Are we going to have people, come together and decide this is the new number 1 hero? Is that even going to be a thing anymore? That's something to think about. The world of My Hero is changing with these final 4 chapters, so who knows if that whole system that we've been basing hero power and hero popularity and hero strength, who's the number 1, who's the number 5, who's the number 10, who knows if that's still going to be a thing after this? After all is said and done, who knows? Who knows? I don't. But we are not, it doesn't look like we're going on break either. Hold on, let me go down to the full chapter list. Yeah, we're getting another chapter next week. Honestly, at this rate, Deku should be the permanent number 1 hero. I mean, given all the things that he's done from the very start of the series, to him gaining power, to him doing all these fights, everything that Midoriya has done should make him like the number 1 worldwide hero. Like the number 1 hero in the world. Not just in Japan, but in the world. Because he's the one who delivered the final blow and, pretty much fought the hardest out of everyone. Even when he didn't have One For All anymore and was just running on embers, he delivered the final punch towards Shigaraki / All For One that eradicated his entire threat completely. Saving the entire, not just Japan, but the entire world. So now it's now we just got to see just what type of world is a world full of people with superpowers. What type of new world are we about to see? Makes you wonder, don't it? But this was a good chapter. It was kind of bittersweet because, of tension and emotions running from different members of the Todoroki family, especially Natsuo towards his own father and Toya towards his own father, but also some genuine heartfelt moments between Toya and Shoto. And you could see it in Shoto's face in this chapter, how he saw a glimmer of hope. A glimmer of hope that maybe he could be able to talk to his older brother in a, non-hostile but actual brotherly sense. But we'll have to see. I'm curious who that stranger in the last chapter was, since they didn't make an appearance this chapter. Yeah, we have no idea who that person is. Can't wait to see Armor Might animated. Yeah, I still got to catch up to the anime because I still haven't watched season 5 or 6. Yeah, I haven't seen season 5 or 6 yet, so I got to catch up. But, ladies and gentlemen, from Kenneth Moore to Michael Malger to Midoriya Shonen to Halster and everyone in between, this has been my reaction to today's My Hero Academia chapter. We are counting down the days. We only have, 4 more potential Sundays before My Hero ends. And then that's the end. I remember, and I'll probably say some words when we get the final chapter, but I remember like 5 years ago when I started reading this series. I was thinking recently about All Might's quote from the beginning of the series about how volunteerism and acts of service used to be what heroism was about. I wonder if that's where Hero Society is going, and if that's what Deku and Kacchan's hero work will look like with their injuries. Maybe. That might be the case, but yeah. I remember when I started reading this series 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and I had no idea what I was getting myself in for. Reading chapters, like just reading the physical volumes of My Hero and reading them, like, I want to say every day or every week. I think it was called My Hero Mondays. I did several all those years ago. I had no idea what I would be getting myself into when I was reading this series. But out of all the series that I cover on this channel, My Hero is the one where I tend to think about it on a psychological level. Like on a level of like how would people feel if this was happening? The mindsets of people when it comes to things that happen within the series, the minds of civilians, the minds of the villains, the minds of the heroes, everything in between, the world building, the character development, which is something that I really, really love about this series. I never knew that I would get into this series to this degree, so I just feel like 4 more chapters. It'll be 3 next week. Yeah, after the next chapter we get, it'll be 3. That's kind of how it works. And then after the week after that, it'll be 2. And then in the week after that, if we don't take a break, it'll be 1. And then that'll be it. So yeah, we got 4 more chapters to go. We're almost done. Let's bring it on home. But yeah, I love this series. I know people have their gripes about My Hero and seem to think that they can write a better story than Horikoshi. If they did, I'd be reading their story instead of Horikoshi's, but that's not the case. Where's y'all books? But I love this series. I do. Because it's not every day where you get a hero story where a hero not only tries to be a hero, but also tries to understand the villain so he can kind of reach, I wouldn't even say an impasse, but find a way to resolve things where more bloodshed doesn't have to happen. And then still fights like crazy in order to protect the people that he not only loves, but also just continue to be the shining example of what a hero should be. I love this series. I really do. And while it's bittersweet that this series is about to end very soon, I'm glad I was able to share 5 years of my life reading this series for all of you. I was happy. It was some of the best stuff that I've ever done for this channel. And I don't regret spending all those times reading volumes, all those times reacting to chapters Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. There's not a single day that goes by where I think, maybe I should have just read this for myself. I've enjoyed every single moment of reading My Hero Academia for you guys. So let's go ahead and see what these last 4 chapters of this series has in store, and then I'll give my final thoughts on the series as a whole and my final thoughts of covering this entire series for you guys then. But until that time, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. I'm gonna eat my food here, then get all that stuff for Vegapunk ready, and then I'll do my One Piece reflections. But I'll let you guys know when I have my One Piece reflections video ready for all of you. But yeah, later, peoples.